What's up?
Perrin.
Welcome back once again to Wheel Takes, a podcast about the Wheel of Time, a series of fantasy novels written by Robert Jordan, completed by Brandon Sanderson. My name's Gus. I've read them all.
I'm Allie, and I'm book 12.
Wow. Stunning admission.
Wow. Chapter 9.
This podcast contains spoilers up through everything Allie's already read, which again today is everything up to and including Book 12, The Gathering Storm, Chapter 9, which
So if you haven't read that, go away.
is called Leaving Malden. Something we have all been looking forward to, apparently except for Perrin.
And then he's like, I don't want to use gateways.
No. It's that the Ashaman are way too tired to make gateways.
All right, so we rest for a few days, and then we make gateways.
Yeah, could do that. But Perrin doesn't want to stick around.
I say we take a couple days off.
There's some other Aiel and shit. He doesn't have his good friends, your friends and mine, his erstwhile
it would
allies.
Probably be faster
Who
than
are his
traveling on foot.
erstwhile allies?
Wait, taking a rest for 3 days.
The Shan-Chan.
And then doing gateways would probably be faster than traveling on foot.
Yeah, maybe he will. I don't know. He probably won't.
I'm thinking no. I think we're walking.
Allie, here's what I gotta know.
I'd be so pissed if we were walking.
Where did we leave off?
Swan?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm amazing.
And we're picking it up with Perrin, the platypus himself. How's he doing? But before that, we're here to talk about the Immortal Chapter 9. Why is it immortal?
A couple people asked me.
Oh, they wanted to hear. Yes, after the game last week.
A couple more things. Aerith. I think she makes it.
So we're referring back to last week's game where Allie predicted whether people would live or not.
I think Aerith makes it, you know?
Otherwise, the books would be really grimdark because Loyal would be sad.
Very grimdark. And I think Wheel of Time has some grimdark moments, but it's not as grimdark as some books.
To clarify, when I say they would be grimdark, I am operating under the premise of Loyal wrote the books.
Talmanis.
So therefore, if Aerith died, he would be pissed off while he was writing the books, is the joke I'm making.
Talmanis, God, I hope so. God, I hope
Based
so.
on your prediction that the books...
Please, God. Well, I think he might because he does that whole thing where he's like, I swear on my life, I'll protect you or whatever. So I feel like the books may be like, bet. He has a whole loyalty thing.
Who are we talking about now? Talmanis?
I was talking about Talonvor.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a hot take.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What the fuck did Talmanis do? I'm like, really?
No,
Of all the guys?
Talonvor might die.
Talonvor might die. Wouldn't that be a bummer for us?
I would not be
Famed
that set.
Talonvor defenders.
Talmanis. I'm so sorry. I was set up for failure. Talmanis. I think he might. I think he might because Matt doesn't, but Talmanis might take an L for Matt.
Well, we just saw a second in command getting walloped 7 or 8 chapters ago when Mishima died in the prologue. R.I.P. Pour one out for a real one. The guy whose name we kept getting confused with Masima. And when I went online and I was like, oh yeah, it was fun to read this chapter. I forgot Mishima died. People were like, yeah, fucking Masima. And I went, no. Mishima. And they were like, who in the fuck is Mishima? And I was like, you're right.
Right? Okay. So yeah, Talonvor and Talmanis kind of screwed me up there. I'm so sorry. Mazrim Taim. Yeah, he's toast.
Have you proverbially, where's the button? There it is.
Because I've had enough of this dude.
I just, no, because I think he's kind of pizzazzy.
He's Mazzy
fun.
the Pizzazz.
He's Mazzy pizzazzy. But, I like his villainy. But I think I've had enough of Rand not visiting.
Sure.
And letting him get away with it.
Well, I haven't asked how any of these folks do or don't die.
Oh?
How does Talmanis die?
I think he takes an L for Matt. Like Matt
throws himself in front of the speeding arrow.
Something like that.
Just gets
Or Tavir
rocked
gets him,
in the fucking dome.
and Matt gets really sad.
Terrible.
Talonvor, something dumb.
Trips on a curb.
I could see more gays and Talonvor going out together.
I would be very disappointed and
But I'd
sad.
love for more gays to have a good time for once. So hopefully Mazrim or Talonvor dies.
You don't think Talonvor would be a
Rand's gonna
generous
kill him.
lover?
No.
I don't either.
Oh my God, not even a little.
No, I don't think so.
No,
either.
he's the kind of guy who like partway through is like, are you done yet?
Done yet? Yeah.
And then you're like, well, now I am. Thank you so much for that. That makes me feel real sexy.
It's funny because I feel like the text argues the opposite, but I feel like what you're saying is true about Talonvor.
Just based on how he acted with her. He's that guy who's like does all the protestations of love, like says all the right things until he actually gets with you.
So the new hit show.
And then all of a sudden he's like, why don't you cook for me?
The new hit show, Talonvor Can Fuck Himself.
Yes.
This is all right.
Okay, and then
It's funny because
Tayyim,
I just want to emphasize, I think the text argues the opposite.
I don't care.
But
He sucks.
I agree with you anyway.
He sucks. I think the text thinks that Talonvor is a much better guy than Talonvor is.
I agree with you.
So does every woman, by the way, that I know personally. Every woman I talk to hates Talonvor.
What's funny because I feel
Who's
like
an adult woman.
I feel like the running thing with Talonvor is that people who read the books when they were 14
Love Talonvor.
love Talonvor.
Yeah, because you love toxic men when you're 14. You think Edward Cullen is romantic. He's watching her sleep in her bedroom. That's stalker behavior.
I read those when I was a kid, and I was kind of like, this seems off.
Listen, and if you're like, I like this behavior in a book, but if I encountered it in real life, that would freak me out, then yes, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not shaming you for that. I'm saying that when we read this stuff at 14, we thought that was like actual real life goals.
Aspirational.
Which is a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, oh my God. All right.
It's the crack of 8 p.m.
Yeah, but we just got back from Italy.
A week ago, and we're still actually a little jet
I
lagged.
have fibromyalgia.
I'm tired too. I'm not blaming you here.
I have the fibropizzazi.
Was Mazrim the third one? Yes. How does he go? Fourth one, I guess. You inserted Talonvor.
I, for some reason, see Rand like crumpling him like a piece of paper.
That would be satisfying.
Like really like in Rand's ultimate villain era.
Darth Rand.
When Rand goes full Darth Rand, which I feel like is coming.
Rand.
Is definitely coming. And then there's going to be like this whole thing where like the wind's whipping around him and he's doing crazy shit. And Min is like, if I just hug him, it will be fine. And so she's like getting to him. And like, meanwhile, like everyone's like the wind is blowing and like houses are falling down and shit. And like cows are flying through the air. It's that kind of shit. She's crawling toward him slowly. And then she finally like hugs him. And then like the wind kind of dies down and Rand like collapses into her arms. It's like a whole thing.
Is this satisfying or not?
And
I can't
that's the
tell
end of
how you're
Darth Rand.
describing this. Are you describing this as something
Yes
you would
and no.
like to see?
Like yes, in that like men need emotional catharsis for the love of God.
Yes.
But also women being the emotional support sponge is like
Sure.
a lot.
Sure.
Like I'm like, just go to therapy, baby.
Sure.
Don't make women do all the emotional labor for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Like take it upon yourself
Yeah. Yeah.
to be emotionally healthy.
Just the
don't
I
need-
fell in love and it cured my trauma is not exactly what you're feeling here.
Listen, can it?
Yeah, of course.
Well, not cure your
No,
trauma. Can
clarify.
it compel you to want to
That's what I meant. Yeah.
better yourself? Yes, it has in my case for sure. Compelled me to go to the therapies because I wanted to be great for you, but also I wanted to be great for myself. Both things can be true.
I think that makes
So it
sense.
can, because I feel like a hypocrite being like, you know, being like, ugh, you fall in love and then you decide to go to therapy. But that literally is what I did.
You did do that. That's true.
Some of us are the first in our family to go.
Yes, I know.
Okay, some of us are the first. And so some of us require someone in our lives to be like, hey, have you ever heard of this cool new thing called therapy? And you're like, I cannot possibly do that. And then they're like, oh, wait, never mind, I can. But yeah, I don't know. I think, I think I will, that's just how I see it playing out. But like Avatar did the same thing. After Gyatso.
Oh, yeah,
and the rest of them,
that whole thing, yeah.
Yeah. I essentially described the exact same
You
scenario.
actually, that is the scene from Avatar.
Yeah.
That is the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there can be more than one.
That's true. Well, it's almost like
But I see
Rand and
something
Aang
like that
are
happening.
the same character archetype.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Very different in their ways, but the same functional character in the role that they
I
serve in
don't
the
want
plot.
to be the chosen one, but I have to be. Versus if they were like, to me, you're the chosen one, I'd be like, ha, I always knew.
But would you really?
No, you're right.
Yeah, I don't think you would really.
If they were like, you're surprise royalty, I'd be like, no, that freaked me out too.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't go in for that either.
What scenario would I embrace? You have powers. I would be down with
You
having
would be
powers.
down with you have
I'd be
powers.
so down with having powers. I'd be like, yes. What powers would I have, do you think? If I had powers, magic powers. What would be my magic power?
Flight would be up there, probably.
Flight?
Flight.
Ew.
What the fuck is wrong with flight?
Ew, that's the worst one.
What?
Yeah. It's like the worst one.
Okay, invisibility.
What, so I'm peeping on people?
No. Oh. Well, what do you think you would have? I thought flight because you're very good at jumping between things and you're highly adaptable.
Actually, flight would be kind of dope.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with flight? You never have to wait in traffic again.
I just want to give you a hard time.
God
Actually,
damn.
you know what? You're selling me on flight living in Los Angeles.
Flight is great.
What if I flew into a bird?
Don't. The same thing as saying, what if I walk into a hedgehog? Look. What if I fly into a bird?
Well, planes do it.
What if I swim into a fish? Don't.
Well, you can't tell me that. I've swum into a literal
That's
man
true,
of war.
you
You
did.
can't tell me not to swim
You
into a
did.
fish.
Okay. Well, you could have not. That's not true. They're invisible. But there's not a lot of birds that blend in with the sky.
But what if you're going fast enough?
How fast are you anticipating going?
Well, I'm pretty speedy.
Wear a helmet.
But that still doesn't solve the bird problem.
Wear a helmet. Keep your head down.
Well, I feel like if you keep your head down, the likelihood that you're going to run into a bird increases.
Wear goggles. Face mask. Welding helmet. Welder's shit. You're flying around in a fucking welding mask. That's the vibe. Terrify everybody. What the fuck is
I was
that?
just thinking that like controlling time would be pretty dope.
Oh, yeah. That'd be
That'd be the
good.
one I'd want the most, I think.
No, you know the one I'd want the most?
What?
The ability to immediately understand and speak any language.
Okay, I'd also want to be able to be in different places at the same time. Like split myself.
Sure, that'd be good. That kind of falls under time.
That does also fall under time. But also, I'd want that ability that was in Heroes, that TV show.
I didn't watch it.
Okay,
I heard it was fun for at least the first season.
she could copy any skill if she saw someone do
Is
it.
that the save the teenagers, save the cheerleaders, save the world
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She could watch somebody do a task, at like even if it was just on video or something, and she could replicate it.
So she's
Have we
90.
had this exact conversation before?
No. You have deja vu.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. Well, okay. I'm trying to think what I think you'd have.
I would like to have the ability to speak any language.
No. I also get to assign you one. You assigned me flight.
Okay.
Telekinesis.
I love it. Why?
Because I feel like that's big brain shit.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I
I
feel like a
understand.
lot of telekinesis, it's like people sitting around staring at spoons until they get it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and thinking really hard. And you think a lot and you think really hard. So I feel like telekinesis, you could like eventually train your brain into
like
doing
this.
telekinesis.
I like if I can beat cursed Thumerian defilement chalice dungeon in Bloodborne, I can move shit with my brain.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could do some telekinesis, and you'd have a cool little pose.
What's it look like? They won't be able to. Yeah, that's good. That's good. You guys will never see it, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, it was cool. All right, well.
Or force field.
Force field, like defensive force field?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I could go in for that.
Yeah, because and now I'm loving. Now I'm included in the story, and like at some point you have to save me from like falling objects, and you like grab me and like pull me to the ground, and then the force field and all this stuff comes, and like I'm super wide eyed, and that's how we meet cute.
Can I like tie off the force fields? Because if I could, then I could make you like a deflector shield for when you're flying.
And then the bird
then
problem
you can't hit
is
the
solved.
fucking birds. Yeah.
We've solved the bird problem. And then I fly you. Wait, because I have to be able to fly you too, because then it'd be really fun. And then we have like a cute date where I like fly you through the air and you're like kind of scared, but you're also really excited. And because you have a force field, you'd be fine if I dropped you.
Would I? Well, but then we get into the Wheel of Time questions of like, can you lift yourself with your own force field? Or does the force field...
You, like, fall. No, because if you fall, you can like force field yourself and then like the ground would get dented, but you'd be okay.
That's not how force works. Because I would still have to...
this is why I assigned you telekinesis.
I would still have to... That's like, you watch fucking Halo 3, Master Chief falls out of the sky in his Spartan armor and he lands and then you smash. I'm like, well, you
gave me flight because I have ADHD. That's why you gave me flight. 'Cause I'm always all over the place. And all these different
honestly, it was because I knew you flew back and forth between your homes as a kid so much.
Oh,
I thought that would make it easier for you.
It would have.
Yeah.
It would have. And it would have been a huge money saver, too.
Yeah. But you wouldn't have had all those miles.
I have a lot of miles. Though that wouldn't matter also.
You wouldn't need them. Yeah. Fuck it. So, the Wheel of Time. Perrin.
Okay.
You're avoiding talking about Perrin.
I am.
Allie, do you have notes for Chapter 9?
Butthead.
Okay. Leaving Malden.
All right. Oh no, is Arganda leaving so soon?
I love how much you hate Arganda.
And he managed to be annoying in probably the last chapter he's in.
Oh, it's not.
It's not?
No. Sorry.
Spoilers.
I don't mind spoiling that
Horrible
for you. Arganda's
spoiler.
not gone yet.
That's the worst news yet. Is he gone from this particular moment?
I don't remember.
Oh, what a butthead.
But I did, for fun, specifically look up...
To play the game really fast? God, I hope so with Arganda.
I did specifically look up if Arganda goes away anytime soon.
No? Are you serious? I thought we were done with him after this chapter.
I love how much you hate Gerard Arganda.
I hate this fucking guy.
Nobody has ever remembered anything about Gerard Arganda.
Too. He was like, well, my queen needs to go home. And I'm like, everyone needs to go home. It's called refugees, dumbass. There's like 45,000 refugees that we're dealing with all at once. And he's like, I think you should make a special gateway just for me and my queen. And I'm like, fuck your queen.
Well, he had to ask. If he didn't ask.
He's been annoying about her this entire time. He can't wait 3 days. He was annoying. On the one hand, what makes you think you're more special than 100,000 refugees? On the other hand, please send this motherfucker away from us post haste and expeditiously.
I just love how much you hate this guy.
Sending hundreds of passed out women to slavers to do with as they pleased. That is the quote.
Yeah.
Is such a choice, Perrin.
Yeah.
What a choice.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's the opposite of great.
It's not great.
It's fucking awful.
It's not so good.
And again, this is why I said the Wheel of Time is about rooting for your favorite war criminal.
Yeah.
Daddy Tam is about to talk some sense into him. Hooray. Quote, I thought you were over this. Tam is all of us. I know you.
Howled.
Swanson giggled.
I did. He was like, yeah, man, I'm done with leadership. Fuck that. Fuck Manethra and all that bullshit. I'm not into it.
When Gus is in a very particular mood, he and Nick Offerman have the same giggle. It's great.
It's true.
More sense could have been talked, Tammy.
He tried.
He barely tried. Like, all due respect to my man Tam. But he was like, I thought you were over this. People really like that flag, Perrin. And?
Well, you'll notice he also said, I'm down with saying fuck the Manethrin thing. That sucks. But, you still need to acknowledge, keep the wolf banner at least.
And Fayo, meanwhile, is going to get wind of all of this and be like, all my fucking hard work, dude. You're just trying to throw out all my fucking hard work. Why did I even come back? Well, I should have fucked Roland. That's what she's going to think.
I will say, sorry, were you done?
Justice for Fael.
There is a rational, logical reason, I think, for saying, don't raise the banner of Manetherin. Tam has a point where he's like, yeah, that might make Elaine think that you're trying to take over a large swath of Andor.
Which wouldn't be great PR.
Which isn't ideal.
She's still going to think that, though.
Probably.
Yeah. And that's going to be annoying.
Are we going to have yet another subplot? Elaine and Perrin have a Cold War.
Yes. Yes.
17 books.
Oh my God, that's absolutely what's going to happen. And I'm going to have no patience for it because we are close to the end. Oh.
I'll just say, I think that had Robert Jordan finished off the series, it would have been 16 books minimum.
It would still not be done. It would still not be done. Maybe on book 20. Okay. He hadn't been a good leader lately. That's a quote from Perrin. And I said, self-awareness is key. Quote from Perrin. Aram had deserved better. You're damn right. I'm still annoyed that I didn't get first-degree murder on the GI trial for Aram.
You were close, weren't you?
Or second-degree murder.
Yeah, second degree.
We were close. We had the room split. We were a couple votes away. And I was like, and considering the fact that I believe, all due respect to our opponent said we had no chance. I think we gave them a run for their money.
I was
pretty proud of that. But I'm still like, we should have gotten it. Anyway, it's fine. We had a really good argument, I'll say. But we did get dereliction of duty, which I was really proud of.
Well done.
Because that was the charge I brought forth. Anyway, I was like, he deserves to be convicted of something. Oh, and we didn't get manslaughter either, which annoyed me as well. We were really close on that one, too.
You were putting Perrin on trial for second-degree murder, manslaughter, and dereliction of duty on Aram.
And trespassing.
And trespassing.
We didn't get trespassing
which
either.
is
We
dog
did get
shit.
dereliction of
Respectfully,
duty.
not getting trespassing is fucking bullshit.
Well, okay, we didn't argue that hard for trespassing, so that's part of it.
Whatever.
Because we were like, that's not the most interesting thing to argue about. Taviran tugged at Perrin. This worries me.
Look, in book 4, Taviran tugged him back, and then he spent 7-8 books doing this, and then Taviran was like, oh, right.
You exist.
I need you.
Oh, God.
We were talking on our walk today what Perrin has actually accomplished since book 4. He killed Massima, but it wasn't actually
be careful.
him.
We continuously slander
I
everyone's
love
book
Perrin.
husband.
I love Perrin from book 1 to 4.
Perrin.
Yes. I just don't like Perrin very much from book 5 to 11 because he doesn't do very much.
Oh,
and it
so
annoys
he's starting
me.
to do stuff
No
now.
comment.
I see. Spoilers.
I'm not saying I like him after this either. I'm only specifying 5 to 11 because that's what you've read.
I'm trying to think what it is he does from here on out. Wolf shit?
Disappears. He's
Hopefully.
gone for the rest of... Imagine letting the planeswalking, wolf-souled fucking berserker do something wolf-related. Couldn't be me.
Oh my God. I know. We're 3 books from the end and he has not embraced his wolf powers fully. And I'm just like, if I found out that I could talk to wolves, do you know how happy I would be? If I could talk to animals. Wait, we're so stupid.
You would want to be able to talk to animals because you could tell Petey, we're going to be back in like 2 hours. Chill out with all the love in my heart.
And the vet is here to help you.
Yeah. This will make you feel better.
We're so dumb. Of course it's that. That's what I would want more than anything in the world is to be able to communicate specifically with Petey and the cats.
Well, do you have any more notes? Or
Mostly to be like, Beaker, what is it that you have been screaming about for 9 years?
Yeah. Anything else notes-wise?
No.
All right, we're going to pop a quick ad break, and then we're going to dive in. We're going to try not to do the Perrin Slander Hour Part 3. Welcome back. Perrin, Allie, my man, my friend and yours. How's he doing?
He's working on wagons.
He's bad. He's been better. He's like, well, now the longest and most uninteresting plot in the entire series is over. Now what do I do with my life?
Which is, you know what, a decent question.
And it is a valid... Here's what I want to say about this. The idea of I've been working on this thing forever and now it is over is the worst fucking feeling.
That's me every time I'm on a writing assignment.
That's me, well, after we finished Phoenix, the play, in April.
Like, what the fuck
the
do we do
next
now?
day was my birthday, and I was like, I have no purpose. Life is empty.
It's
which is
true.
why we immediately started working on putting it up again, which is, again, is what we're doing in October. Come see it if you're in the Los Angeles area. Yeah. But anyway, that apart from having been said, Chapter 9, Leaving Malden. A cool spring breeze tickled Perrin's face. Such a breeze should have carried with it sense of pollen and crisp morning dew, of dirt overturned by sprouts pushing into the light, of new life and an earth reborn. This breeze carried with it only the sense of blood and death. Terrible. How are things here? What's going on?
They're
working
gross. People are dead.
He's working on wagons, and he's holding court while checking out wagons. And who is the
Which,
first?
you know what? That's pretty cool of him, actually. I'd have a lot of respect for a leader that's like out getting his hands dirty.
Who is the first person to come up and say hi?
Seven Ballwer.
Your friend and mine.
I do love Seven Ballwer.
Gerard
Oh,
Arganda.
fuck. I completely deleted him. Delete. And guess what? We're skipping. Who?
He's like,
No.
my lord,
No, we're skipping.
I must press the issue of our departure. Allow me to ride ahead with Her Majesty. And Perrin is like,
I do like
don't,
that you're giving him a stupid voice.
I don't fucking like you, man. Just
I
shut
hate
the
him.
fuck up.
Perrin and I have this in common. We both don't like him.
We all march together, Perrin said. That's my order, Arganda. I won't have the refugees thinking that we're abandoning them. And then he leaves. He's like, could we at least use gateways instead? And Perrin is like, no, dog. No. You know this. And he's like, could you do like a little one? You do like a little gateway for like me and my queen, who I care about more than anybody cares about anybody else. And like a couple other people. And just us. We'll just bip and bop through. How about that?
I hate you.
And Perrin is like, no. Everybody's tired. Why do you think you're special? You're not special, sir. Shut the fuck up. I hate you. And Perrin is like, and Arganda is like, all right. And then he leaves.
Good. I wish he'd leave the entire book.
So Arganda's gone. Who
Thank
comes
God.
next? Who comes next?
Arganda.
He
Am I
does
right?
not come back. No. Who comes next?
I hope he stays Arganda.
Who comes next? Because this is just Perrin
Seven
looking at
Ballwer.
stuff and no.
No? Still no?
Galeen.
Who?
Arganda, but Mayan.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He's like, we should charge those Aiel. And Perrin is like, Weiramon, what are you doing here?
Charging's for the boys.
And yeah, he's like, let's fuck up the Aiel. And Perrin is like, no, we don't have the Shanchan. My good friends, your friends and mine, the Shanchan. I'm kidding, I'm being facetious.
There should be some booing on this.
He goes, yes, well, I suppose the departure of the Shanchan could be a problem in an
Boo.
assault. But that Aiel group camped out there is smaller than what we already defeated. And if you're worried, you could send word to that Shanchan general and bring her back. Surely she would wish to fight alongside us again. Perrin is like, yeah, dude, I gotta fix this fucking wagons and shit because like nobody else is gonna do it.
We've
God
got like
damn.
a billion refugees to deal with.
There's 100,000 refugees. 100,000 refugees.
That's too many.
That is entirely too many refugees.
That's a lot of refugees.
That's
for
a
one
lot.
person
That's
to
rough,
delegate with.
Perrin is like, no, we're out of here. Fuck that. We got Fail back. We're out of here. And Bert Galeen is like, okay. And then he
Plus the Shido are going back to the wherever lands.
the threefold land.
Yes, they don't. We don't need to care about them.
Well, there's the other Shido who were coming to supplement them, and then they kind of stopped. Perrin's worried about those guys.
We'll just send them a
specifically.
little note that says, "Hey, your guys left,"
They apparently ran into them on the way, and they were like, "Oh, dude, we're fucking out of here. Fuck that."
and now they're just hanging.
They're just kind of chilling. They're like, "Well, I don't know. We'll figure it out."
Well, figure it out on your way back to the threefold lands.
So then Perrin calls the next guy up. Who's the next guy?
Bower?
Big Seb.
Yeah.
Big Seb. Sebby.
Seb Bower was like, did you have to give all the magic women to them?
My lord, I believe that I am next. And he's like, hey, what do you want? I grew curious. Did you have to let the Shan-Chan take all of the captive Shido channelers with them? Perrin's like, well, I don't fucking give a shit. They're not helpful to me. I can't do anything with them, so who the fuck cares? Fuck them. Let them have them. I don't give a shit. Fuck that, right? Up top.
No, you absolute asshole.
Well, my lord, there is much of great interest to learn. For instance, it appears that many of the Shido are ashamed of their clan's behavior. The wise ones themselves were at odds. Also, they've had dealings with some very curious individuals who offered them objects of power from the Age of Legends. Whoever they were, they could make gateways. And Perrin is like, yeah, whatever. It was Forsaken. We know. We've seen them. We know. Yeah, the time knife. We've all seen it. Yeah, okay.
The time
so
knife.
what?
We've all seen it.
And
shout out to The Good Place.
And he's like, I think that somebody was fucking with the Shido. It seems like there would have been a lot to learn from holding on to like a few wise ones instead of selling them to the slavers.
I hate it.
And
I hate that part of everything.
Perrin is like, look, dude, we already know the Forsaken don't like us. Fuck the Shido. We've got their guy shine. We can talk to them. You know, it's fine. And Bulwer is like, yeah, but the wise ones are the ones that you can usually, you know, get to talk to you and reason with you. The guy shine don't really want to talk to you ever. And Perrin goes, the Shan-Chan wanted them, so they got them. I wouldn't let Adara bully me on that point, and what's done is done. What do you expect of me, Bulwer?
Well, damn. I just thought that maybe you might regret selling women into slavery. I don't know. A completely fucking normal response to a war crime. But my bad, my lord. I guess you're right. That was the right thing to do. I guess. I don't know, man.
And he's like, Bulwer's like, can you have somebody else fix the wagons so we can talk? And Perrin is like, no, next question. And Bulwer is like,
oh my God, I need him to not be rude. Could
we maybe, you know, I mean, look, I get it. He's going through a lot to defend my boy. But also, this is on the cusp of being the Perrin Slander Hour Part 3. And I don't regret that.
I'm cusping for sure.
There's nothing more I can do, Bulwer. We're heading north. I'm done with the Shido. They can burn for all I care. And Bulwer's like, yeah, okay, fuck my intelligence gathering, I guess. I'm out of here. Goodbye. So what are we at right now? Perrin is no longer looking at things. He is doing something. He's fixing wagons. Automotive maintenance.
I mean, listen, I don't mind that he's out here doing this, but just so much of Perrin just makes me want to go, oh, you stupid boy. You know?
Yeah.
He's ruined all of Fael's plans.
How so?
I'll give him another one. I don't want to be Lord Perrin. Fael's like, I spent all of this time running your podunk hometown, making sure that everybody had a place to live and shit, and wasn't racist to the new neighbors. I get kidnapped. I come back. You have drop kicked all of that to shit. I would paddle his ass up and down the block for that shit.
What if that's the goal? I'm totally kidding. That's not obviously
What's the goal?
Not get
Is this
spanked
their
by his
kink?
wife.
Disappointing each other and then beating each other up? He disappoints her. She beats the shit out of him.
No.
Repeat. That could be their kink. We don't know. Hey,
we don't know.
Let's not kink shame.
Well, we know that she claws furrows in his back.
That feels like
that seems like too much.
That feels like
man.
too much.
That seems like too much.
I mean, listen. Again, not kink shaming. If that's what they're into, that's what they're into. But like, ow.
So and then he gets the next person to come and say hi. Who's the next one?
Like furrows. It's
a lot of that. Seems like it's gonna like there's damages there. Listen, if that's what you're into, consenting adults and all that.
There, you know.
Who's the next person he chats with?
I don't know. Well,
It's Tam.
He reflects. Yeah, Tam. Oh, Tam. Tam is. Hello,
Tam.
Tam.
He hasn't started thinking about Aram yet. Don't worry. We'll take a minute when he starts thinking about Aram.
My head's literally against the microphone.
It is. So Tam shows up and Perrin's like, hey, what's up? How you doing?
And Tam's like, I thought you were over your I don't want to be a lord thing.
What is Perrin also most fretted about? He's fretting a lot. He's concerned because now he doesn't have the same kind of purpose. He got Fael back, so that's weird, and he's confused.
Well, have you ever tried adopting a puppy? Or, I don't know, or an adult dog? Senior dogs are honestly
They're
the
great.
best. Yeah. Well, I don't know why more people don't adopt senior dogs. It's like the best thing ever. But
what else is he a little worried about?
He is worried. Yeah, he's mostly worried about the whole Lord Perrin thing and the fact that he doesn't have a goal anymore. And I'm like, well, you could learn more about your wolf powers. That's something that you've had on the to-do list for a while.
Yeah, that would be good. He's also worried because he found it very fun to pulp Roland's head like a melon. And he doesn't like that because of the whole hammer axe thing.
Yeah.
Which fair thing to keep in check. I'm not going to call that regression because I feel like that's an eternal struggle. We roast Perrin for regression, but I don't think that chucking an axe away one time is enough for him to now be done with his struggle with violence.
Definitely not. He's like, I'm done with it. And I'm like,
well, he's not, though. He's not.
I know. He thinks he's done with it.
No, he doesn't.
He said, I chucked the axe away, so I'm done with it. And he goes, but why do I love killing so much? And I was like, you can kill with a hammer, you know.
Yeah.
It's just a little more difficult.
But
not really, not for a giant man.
Perrin's fingers reached down, touching the hammer at his waist. He'd chosen it over the axe. It had been the right decision, but he'd still lost control of himself in the battle for Malden. Was that what bothered him, or was it how much he'd enjoyed the killing? So he talks to Tam. Tam's like, hey, I did like 7 things without you asking me to. And Perrin's like, fucking finally somebody with initiative. Oh my God.
That is relatable.
Yeah.
That is relatable. When you are in charge of something and someone actually just does something without having, like, just knows what needs doing and just does it, it's so nice. It's so nice to be able to trust someone.
Perrin's like, hey man, good shit. Very cool. I'm going to make a gateway as soon as I can, specifically to send the Two Rivers guys back home. Sound good? And Tam is like, can we go talk over there? And they go to talk over there. And Tam is like, hey, are you going to try to get rid of the whole Manetherin thing? Is that legit, or were you bluffing?
He was not bluffing, unfortunately, for everyone.
No, dude, fuck that noise. I'm no king. And Tam is like, you have a queen who's sworn you as her liege. I think you're right in what you did. Calling the Two Rivers Manetherin would not only have antagonized the Seanchan, but the Queen of Andor herself. It would imply that you meant to hold more than just the Two Rivers, that perhaps you wanted to conquer all that Manetherin once held.
Yeah.
So now you're in favor of this.
Getting rid of the Manetherin thing?
Yeah.
Well, largely because I think Elaine won't be chill. Well, because I guess optically it wouldn't look great because it'd look like he was like trying to conquer a bunch of spots. But they do need the Lord Perrin thing.
Yeah, I think there's a go ahead.
But he can be Elaine's lord in that area.
Yeah, I think there's a middle ground that Perrin's not.
Plus, he's about to be, because he's king of the wolves, and he's about to be king of Shinar. So
Saldia, if your theories are right.
Yep. My theories are always right. Even if they're not.
But I think
as my friendship bracelet from Charlie says, RJ is wrong.
I think there's a middle ground between.
That is a joke.
She's wearing it right now, actually.
I am. I haven't taken it off since Valkyrie-Con.
There's a middle ground, I think, between I'm going to give the Seanchan Manetherin and, hey, maybe we don't do an empire.
I think there's a great middle ground.
I think there's a
there.
middle ground, and it's called Lord of the Two Rivers.
I think that's a great middle ground to find. I think that's the perfect middle ground. Now, Perrin just needs to suck it up and be that. Thanks.
I don't mean to conquer anything, Tam. Light, I don't mean to hold what people say I've got. That's where you went wrong.
Now, here's the thing. All these people are going to be like, leave Perrin alone. He's doing his best. I know it's funnier if I roast him. I understand why he's acting this way. I just also think that he's being silly at the same time.
The sooner that Elaine takes her throne and sends a proper lord out to the Two Rivers, the better. We can be done with all of this Lord Perrin business and things can go back to normal. And Queen Alejandra? She can swear to Elaine instead, or maybe directly to Rand, Perrin said stubbornly. He seems to like scooping up kingdoms, like a child playing a game of wobbles. The timeless classic by George R.R. Barton, A Game of Wobbles.
What would a game of wobbles be?
I think it's jacks.
No.
The way he's describing it, it sounds like jacks.
I refuse to believe that it's called wobbles in this world.
All right.
That's not right.
Tam smelled concerned. What? I just thought you were over this. And I went, me too. I also thought we were over
we
this
both laughed at
in
that.
book 4.
We both laughed at that.
Nothing has changed from the days before Fail was taken, Perrin said. I still don't like that wolf head banner either. I think maybe it's time to take that one down too. The men believe in that banner, Perrin, lad. I pulled you aside because I wanted to warn you. If you provide a chance for the lads to return to the Two Rivers, some will go, but not many. I've heard most swear that they'll follow you to Shayol Ghul. They know the last battle is coming. Who couldn't know that with all the signs lately? They don't intend to be left behind. He hesitated. And neither do I reckon. So he tells Tam to go and do some other stuff. And he's like, God damn it, why the fuck do people want to follow me? This is stupid. Fuck. Fuck. God shit. Fuck.
Not wrong.
Fuck. Which is fair. And if I had a bunch of people following me like this, I would probably also be like, what the fuck?
I would too.
He hadn't been a good leader lately. That's true. He'd never been a model one, of course. That's true. Not even when Fail had been there to guide him. That's true. But during her absence, he'd been worse. That's true. We're not saying it.
Listen, his
He's
self-awareness is off the charts right now.
He'd saved her, but in doing so, he'd abandoned everyone else. And because of him, men were dead. Good men who had trusted in him. Standing in that shadow, he remembered a moment only a day past when an ally had fallen to Aileros, his heart poisoned by Massima. Aram had been a friend, one that Perrin had discarded in his quest to save Fail. Aram had deserved better.
Yeah.
I should never have let that tinker pick up a sword, he thought.
Yep.
Is it time for the reflecting?
No, because...
But he didn't want to deal with this problem right now.
Oh, my God.
He couldn't. There was too much to do.
Oh, my God.
Now, I want to take a moment to acknowledge something that comes up frequently in discussions about trauma in the Wheel of Time, which is, again, we're in the apocalypse, and I know we don't necessarily have time for therapy.
I know, but we need to take a little responsibility for the fact that we fucked up this hard.
It has long been my feeling that Aram is Perrin's greatest failure.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah. And that
he promised to take care of him, and he didn't.
And that, like, he, rather than going, well, I fucked that one, I burnt that pancake, I just kind of feel like, you know, he shouldn't beat himself up forever, but he should kind of use this as, like, the thing that informs the way he handles leadership going forward. I've always kind of felt that would be a good lesson for Perrin to take from this.
Yeah, something. I want a middle ground between not acknowledgement and beating yourself up. I'm going to learn from this and do better in the future. Is that too much to ask for?
Because all we really get is, well, I shouldn't have done it that way. Which, I don't know. I'm a little disappointed in Perrin.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But luckily, we have 3 books for him to continue growing. So then, who comes up next, Allie? Who's the next in line to discuss things? You love him. You love her. She's one of your favorite characters whose name you've totally heard before.
Oh, shit.
You've definitely heard this character's name before this moment.
Are you making fun of me?
I'm not making fun of you.
Who is it?
Aravine Carnell.
Who?
That's right.
Oh my God.
For a limited time only. Aravine Carnell is here. You have actually heard of her, but whatever. She was a guy shine. And she's like, hey, how's it going? What's going on? We got the refugees together. There's a shitload of them.
Oh yeah, she's like, I basically have them ready to go.
Yeah, I got it, dude.
And he's like, cool, then have them go.
Like, great, have them start marching.
And she's like, right this second?
Immediately, yes. And we'll send Alejandra along, and that way Arganda will shut the fuck up and get out from under my fucking ass.
I really do hate him.
I love how much you hate Arganda. It's so funny to me. And so they do that, and they leave, and then Perrin is like, oh, I have no more task. This is terrible. Now I have to think. I don't like thinking. By the way, many times in this chapter, Perrin thinks to himself, people think I'm stupid because I take my time, but now they think that it makes me sage and wise, and that's very funny. And that is very funny.
It is funny.
It's funny to me. Fighting the Aiel had made him feel alive. Each one he'd slain had been an expert with the spears. Each one could have killed him, but he'd won. During those moments of fighting, he'd felt a driving passion. The passion of finally doing something. Yeah! I also remember reading Knife of Dreams and going, oh my God! It was exciting. I'm with Perrin on this one.
I am with Perrin on this one. Yeah. Nope, keep going.
After 2 months of waiting, all it was 2 months. Each blow had meant a step closer to finding Fail. No more talking.
Whoa. Imagine me being gone for 2 months.
Awful.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying I would be doing anything differently from Perrin.
No, you'd be the exact same,
yes,
actually.
This is, again,
you'll be beat for beat.
Goes
the exact
back
same.
to your theory. The Emmonsfield kid who pisses you off the most is the one you're the most like.
That's why Matt and I are the same person.
Most, and I'm the most like Perrin.
And I'm the most like Matt.
Yeah.
Where if Perrin and Matt got married, it'd be the two of us.
Yeah.
No, seriously. This is exactly the energy I would want if I were missing. Like, I would not want anyone feeling like, oh, it's only been 2 months. Every hour that I was not in your presence should be agony.
Yeah. There's another thing. I only meant that it's only been 2 months, not because she was gone for 2 months, but because it was book 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh,
that's why I said
I
that.
understand.
Yeah.
But I'm saying from Perrin's perspective, that would have been agony.
One other thing that I think it's important to mention, I think is part of why Perrin is like angry and pissed off and frustrated and concerned and worried and angry and sad and upset, darling, is he is also keeps thinking to himself a couple times, like last book and then again in these chapters, he's like, okay, look, whatever she had to do to survive, it was fine, and I'm not going to worry about it or hold it against her. It's just something that he is thinking repeatedly that I think it is important to mention as part of his mental state and psyche right now.
Sure.
Yeah. We don't have to talk about that.
The fact that... Sorry, what?
Perrin is worried that Fail may have been cactused or allowed herself to be... Yes.
Allowed herself to be.
Gone along with sexual coercion from a captor to keep herself safe.
And if she did, as he says, it's none of my business.
Right.
It isn't. It isn't any of his business.
Right.
He is there to support her recovery from this harrowing experience.
Yes.
Right? She doesn't have to share anything about her captivity that she doesn't want to.
Yes. I just think it is important.
I think his attitude here is the right one.
I agree. I just wanted to make sure that we also point that out because we're throwing a lot of blunt instruments at Perrin.
Listen, we throw a lot of blunt instruments at all of these people. I don't think I would be any better in this situation at all. No. If everybody was wanting me to be the leader of like a small kingdom or a town, like I have been watching the government lately, and you know when you're a kid and you're like, I could totally be president, right? You're thinking like, oh yeah, that could be me. No, it fucking couldn't. Like, I could not rule a nation. That sounds horrible. It sounds like the worst life ever because you're constantly needed by everybody. It's like life or death all the time because there's constantly crises all the time. You never get a day off, really. Sounds horrible. I don't blame him for being like, I just want to pound shit with a hammer.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds much more fun.
And there's also an element, I think, of this chapter of like, oh, there's no more revenge to be taken, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, now what the fuck do I do?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's that too.
That's a big part of what's going on with Perrin.
We throw stones at Matt and Rand.
We throw stones at every single character.
We throw stones at everybody.
We throw stones at Egwene, Elaine, Nynaeve,
all
Rand,
the time.
Matt.
I also am like, I would be the exact same way.
Yeah.
If this were me. And that's what's nice about them is they are realistically flawed. Like Perrin now, he's like, I am man. Man should take action. But sometimes when your wife is dealing with a trauma, there's nothing to do.
Which is in and of itself, fucking infuriating.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
You just have
That's
to
the worst.
be there as a support. And it's awful. But I think that sometimes the best thing you can do is just be available.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Be available. Let them lean on you. Bring them little brekkie in bed.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
The best solution to any problem.
Yeah. But all that to say,
He's doing his best.
He's doing his best.
And
this is a very difficult situation to be in. Tam, I forgot to mention, when Tam comes up to him, he's like, geez, if I didn't know anything and I just saw your face, I would assume we lost.
Well, because he's dealing with the fact that, his wife is dealing with a lot.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah. 50 minutes shitting on Perrin, 5 minutes defending him. That's a good ratio.
Mm-hmm.
So he felt hollow. It was like the time when his father had promised him something special as a gift for winter night. Perrin had waited months, eager, doing his chores to earn the unknown gift. When he'd finally received the small wooden horse, he'd been excited for a moment, but the next day he'd been shockingly melancholy. Not because of the gift, but because there had no longer been anything to strive for. The excitement was gone, and only then had he realized how much more precious he'd found that anticipation than the gift itself. Soon after, he'd begun visiting Master Luhan's forge, eventually becoming his apprentice. He was glad to have Fael back. He rejoiced. And yet now what was there for him? These blasted men saw him as their leader. Some even thought of him as their king. He'd never asked for that. He'd had them put away the banners every time they put them out up until Fael had persuaded him that using them would be an advantage. He still didn't believe that the Wolfhead banner belonged there, flapping insolently above his camp. But could he take it down? The men did look to it. He could smell pride on them every time they passed it. He couldn't turn them away. Rand would need their aid. He'd need everyone's aid at the last battle. The last battle. Could a man like him, a man who didn't want to be in charge, lead these forces to the most important moment in their lives? Notably, none of the boys wants to be in charge.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that none of the boys wants to be in charge. All of the girls want to be in charge.
Well, the boys fail upward. The girls have to fight for everything they have. Sounds about right. Now, before anyone comments, I'm kidding.
The colors swirled, showing him Rand sitting in what appeared to be a stone Tyran home. Where the fuck is Rand?
Tyr?
It sounds like
Why
it.
is he in Tyr?
A stone Tyran home.
Why is he in Tyr? What's he doing there? Vibing?
You may recall, I have mentioned before, that Brandon Sanderson does not keep the timeline clean. So this is happening sometime earlier. Perrin's plotline is desynchronized from Rand's, and it's ahead of it. It's behind. It's.
So when was he in Tyr?
When the fuck was he in Tyr? He was in Tyr before he went to meet Semirog, I think.
Huh. Interesting.
I kind of lose track of Rand between the cleansing and when he meets Semirog, because he just he has the fight at the manor house in Knife of Dreams. And that's about it. And Encyclopedia Watt won't load for some reason. I'm not entirely sure. Where was Rand last time we saw him?
I have no idea.
Manor House. Which manor is this, Lord? Well, because he saw him without his hand at the end of book 11. What the fuck? I don't know. It's fine. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it too much. Oh, Oh, I think at the beginning of the book, the very beginning of the book, he was in Tyr, I think.
Yeah.
After he left Semirog,
Oh, sure.
I think. You know what? I'm very bad at remembering where
Perrin,
Rand is.
Where's his hand?
He already did that. He did the end of the last book.
Oh, okay.
He was like, "What the fuck? Oh shit!"
That is kind of a shocking reveal.
That's bad. Entirely too much time for me to figure out something that doesn't really matter that much. Okay. Even sitting like that, Rand looked like a king. Rand looked regal. He was what a king was supposed to be, with that rich red coat, that noble bearing. Perrin was just a blacksmith. He sighed, shaking his head and dispelling the image. He needed to seek out Rand. He could feel something tugging at him, pulling at him. Rand needed him. That had to be his focus now. Hey, that's a good goal. That's a good thing. Help make the apocalypse go well.
That's a great goal.
If there's anything...
In fact, should have been our goal from the beginning.
Well, Allie, that's...
I'm a little concerned and surprised it wasn't our goal earlier.
I mean, it kind of was, but we got sidetracked.
Well, we certainly did. We certainly did.
Allie, that's the end of Chapter 9. Any further thoughts?
That's for the end. Anything else?
No, I said further thoughts.
Oh, no.
That's it. Thanks for listening, everyone. We have social media if you want to know what we've got going on. It's linked down below. You can also check out our Patreon. It's patreon.com/wheeltakes, and you can also leave us a rating and or a review, which helps a great deal. Other than that, anything else, Allie?
Maybe Perrin could use his wolf powers.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.
Oh.